What's up, guys? In today's video, I challenge myself to make the ultimate bushcraft shelter. I find a little waterfall and I deal with really wet wood. And of course, amazing meals. You're not gonna wanna miss these. Ah, it's beautiful today. It's like 3 degrees. It's supposed to get to -2 tonight. So I do want to make a warmer shelter. It just comes down to finding it. There's just so many trees. So many trees. Just trying to find out the best formation on where I want to build. Oh, I think I see some over here. Well, I think I found my formation of trees. I think it's time to get cutting. I'm not too worried about building my shelter right yet, just because there's not going to be much rain. I don't think there should be any rain, actually. There's no snow. I'm just going to go ahead and start with firewood because it is going to drop cold tonight. I'd rather have a warm fire than a shelter that's going to not really do anything from the cold. So if I can get enough firewood, I'll probably start with that. I'm going to take my sweater off. It is just way too hot out here. So with this type of shelter I want to build, I'm gonna have to cut down about 10 trees. And they gotta be a specific size. So let's go hunt some trees. So I notched out a bit of this tree just so I can keep my log assessed in there a little better. So the way I like doing my paracord, and not a lot of people like this, it's because it wastes cord, is I like doing a loop on one end. Because then what I can do is once I loop it through, I can pull it. And it gives me the ability to pull it as tight as I need to. And not have to worry about it coming undone. That's really tight. There's no way that's gonna come undone there. Now the other tree that I picked for my triangle, it's a little bit of a smaller tree. I'm hoping that it's, I'm hoping this works. I mean, I could have picked a new spot, but there's a waterfall by me. I'll show you later. It's just a beautiful sound. It will help me sleep at night. Love it. Now I just got to measure this piece here. Once I have my measurement with a knife, I can take the saw to it. Feeling good so far. There it is. That is the basic shape. Coming into a triangle. And so the plan is I'm gonna put some logs over on this side, on the top. That's where my sleeping pad's gonna be. And then I'm probably about right here, maybe just right after this snow pile here, I'm gonna do a log wall. Then my fire will be there. And yeah, I think we're set. We're just gonna keep going on this. I have tons of firewood already pre-cut. I'm gonna maybe move that to an area that's accessible. And then, yeah, I think it's time to get lunch going. I'm getting pretty hungry. One thing I'm going to add too is when I brought the trees down, I put the thicker end where I'm going to be sleeping. I'm going to get a general idea of where I'm going to build out to. And then I'm going to put some posts from the ground up just to support it, just because these are pretty flimsy. So I'm going to put one there, and then I'm going to put one there. I need to find my hat though. I'm getting really hot. I need to get this sun out of my eyes. I'm going to get a suntan from this. What's going on? What a weird spring. It was like -10 yesterday, and now I think it's like 6 or 7 degrees, maybe 8 degrees today, and that sun is just beaming. And tomorrow it's gonna be cold, so love it. I love Canada. I'm in a pretty good spot with my shelter. I'm gonna take a little break, maybe get a fire going, and maybe get some hot dogs going. I am starving right now, so I think we're gonna get going on the fire, and then we'll, yeah, we're gonna eat something just to keep the energy up. Yeah, we're just gonna let that cook for a bit, and then I'll get some more logs prepared and try to get this fire going a little bigger. So see how I have these two here? I'm gonna fill all those from here to here with logs, and that's what I'm gonna be sleeping on. The fire is, it's you know, I'll be honest, it's not looking very good. And I do see there's a wasp right there. There's a wasp right by my fire. I think it just built on a honeybee nest. Great, let's keep building while I still have the energy. Now there was one thing that I really wanted to try out, and it was this hand chainsaw. I don't know how well it will work, but let's give it a go. I'll be honest, that's not bad. It does get pretty tiring though, and I don't know what to do when the tree's about to fall. So I'd say it's all right, but I'm sure I'll find a better use for it. I just don't know if I have a way quicker way to do it right now, so I'll probably just stick with that one. It feels so good to lay down. Now, this is gonna be pretty bumpy. However, I'm gonna go to my old shelter that I originally built. I mean, I did buy it, but then I built it. And I left my sleeping pad in there. I'm gonna go run and grab it. I'm gonna check out how my shelter looks and bring that pad back here. Whew, it just feels so good to lay down no matter how uncomfortable it is. There it is. Oh my gosh. It is surrounded by water. I couldn't have picked a better spot. That's all swamp. That's where I was digging right there. Oh my gosh. All right, we're back. Honestly, that couldn't get any better. Honestly, that is perfect. The last thing left, oh, it feels so good to almost be done this, is get my sleeping bag out and let it blow up. All right, it's time to get this firewall going. And then after that, it's time to get the fire going. I'm so exhausted right now, let me tell you, okay? I'm so exhausted. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. What did I say last time? Did I say I was gonna put the tarp up, or did I say I was gonna take a nap, or did I say I was gonna make lunch? I don't know anymore. I'm so close to being done. I just want to finish the shelter at this point. And I'm pretty sure at the beginning I said I wanted to hammer out the fire first, and now I'm just not doing that. So I don't know. Yeah, let's just keep going on the shelter. I'm almost done anyways. If you're gonna be clearing brush off logs, this is a really small log, so it's not a very good example, but it still stands. Usually what you want to do is you want to cut on the opposite side you're standing, because if you're on this side, if it slips off, that's going to go right in your leg, and that's not very good. So you just want to make sure that you're cutting on the opposite side that you're standing on. That's one. Just got to do 3 more of those. I should have sharpened the end of this first. I forgot to sharpen it. Rookie move. If you got to take measurements of things, you can always just grab a small stick, take your measurement, and then snap off whereabouts it'll work for you. If you can't snap it, you can just use your saw or your axe, make a little mark, and then you can use that as your measuring tool. Now that I have my measuring tool marked out, I can go ahead, put it up to my log, and I'll know exactly how big I need to make it. So I'm gonna go ahead, cut up this log here, some of the other ones that I have lying around, just to build up my firewall, and that way it will push the fire towards me and heat me up instead of just everything around me in the night. Now that I have the general width of how wide my firewall is, I'm gonna go ahead and put my 2 other sticks in and just keep throwing logs up until I can't anymore. Now that I have my other poles in, I'm gonna keep cutting the wood, stack that wall. It gives us a good position of where our fire needs to be. I'm gonna take a break. Oh, my glasses are fogging up. I'm so warm. Oh man, that's good. All right, need one more stick, put to this tree, to that tree, so I can bring my tarp over. And then if I need to, I can, I don't know, I don't have a lot of paracord left. Probably have like 5 feet of paracord left. We'll figure it out, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. So I'm just about done. This is all the paracord I have left. I gotta cut it in half and hope that I can use these 2. I only have 2 pieces left I really need, but 49.6 feet, that's how much I've used. Oh man, I hope this works. I really hope this works. So I got the tarp on, I got some options. Option 1, paracord from here to that tree and keep it up. I can bungee the sides down, just like that. Or the other option is I just leave it, and I could just throw it over me like that when I go to bed. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'm not 100% sure sold on it yet, but I'll probably decide more when it comes nighttime. Until then, I think it's time to get a fire started and eat. I am honestly so hungry right now. I could use a hot chocolate, actually. You know, I usually bring an emergency thing of paracord, and for some reason I thought I forgot it, but I found it. So I'm gonna have a shelter over my head tonight, and then we're getting a fire going, and then we're getting lunch. I'm just hungry. I am so hungry right now. I've not eaten. Been going at it since about 10. It's now 5. So a long time to go without food, and I might stop and have a drink of water, but I'd rather just lay down and gorge myself. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So yeah, here we go. And here it is. Oh, finally. We get a good top view of it here. Got my firewall, got my shelter in there. Looking cozy, cozy, cozy. All right, it is time for, I don't even know what it is. Would it be, it's like past 5 o'clock. Is that lunch? Is that dinner? I'm gonna have post-lunch pre-dinner. All right, we're gonna put our fire base right here. Got some dryer lint here, soaked in Vaseline, and let's see if we can strike it. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. All right, and then once, the rule with fires is you want to start off with your stuff like lint, then you want to go to the thickness of a pencil, the thickness of your finger, and eventually lead up to the thickness of your wrist. Hopefully we can get this fire going because I am so hungry right now. There we go. This is looking good. Let's give it a little blow. This is looking pretty good so far. Just kind of keep adding these smaller pieces up. And then eventually, once this gets big enough, I could start putting that bigger wood on. It does sound like there's some wet wood in there. I hear it sizzling. So that's not good, but it won't put it out. It won't put it out. All right, now that the fire is getting a little more hotter at the base, I can go ahead and put this little tiny pieces of the wet pieces on just to dry it out a little more. And then after this, it's hot dog time, baby. I'm still battling some wet wood. However, it is warm enough that I can get a hot dog made. So let's get this going. Oh yeah. Ugh. That wood is so wet, you think that I'm cooking bacon with the amount of sizzling. Just listen to it. Just absolutely sizzling. This is the only way it's gonna dry off though. As you can see, I have my other logs with my hot dog pointer at my firewall there, hopefully getting some of that heat to dry them out. And what I've also done is I've stacked them vertically. I don't know if this works, but in my head it does. That way the water will run down and then I don't have to worry about having such wet wood. It's still pretty wet if I'm being honest, but it's not, hopefully it's not as wet when I need it. I'm gonna have to get a lot more wood and I'm gonna have to split it, but that's gonna be my wood for the night. So I'm probably gonna get maybe just as much as I have there, double it, and then that's gonna be my wood. And all right, here we go. The first one. I'm just a ketchup man on my hot dogs, believe it or not. Some people like to dress them up like they're going to a bala, but for me, just ketchup. Here we go. You know, it tastes like I'm gonna regret it later, but for right now, it's really hitting the spot. The wetness in that wood is just getting in my eyes. It's blowing right in my face. I think I'm gonna have one more. Get some of that good nectar of the tomato on it. Oh yeah, baby. Honestly, I feel like I'm at a 5-star resort. However, the only downside is I'm working at it. I'm not even like enjoying. I am enjoying, but I'm also working. I'm gonna get some water boiling, and then while I do that, I'm gonna go over today things I would change and things that I liked and what I'm excited to do next time. Honestly, it's been a pretty good day so far. There's not much I would change. I'm really happy with the shelter. It looks sick, and I feel pretty good too. I feel good being up. I'm really testing the strength of this paracord right now. It's rated for 300 pounds. I've got some very heavy waterlogged wood on this, plus me, another 200 pounds. So it's being stretched nonetheless. But other than that, something that I would probably start on earlier is I'd probably want to get a meal done sooner. I feel like kind of going all day without eating was actually doing more worse for me than I actually thought it was. Things that I would change, I would want to do more fire breaks. Like firewalls on the sides. I didn't put my tarp all the way down on the ground, and I think that actually, oh my gosh, this smoke is killing my eyes. And I think I should have done that, or put this higher, but I wanted to make sure that I was covered from the back, and if I went any higher, or any lower, I wouldn't have been able to have this little thing here. So other than that, I mean, like I'm pretty happy with it. I like how it turned out. I'm getting a lot of heat, believe it or not. I'm kind of worried actually. I have a -20 sleeping bag, and I think it's gonna be too hot. That's about it. So I'm just gonna keep enjoying the fire here and just enjoying nature really, and get a new fresh pair of socks on, and I'll see you when I'm getting ready for bed. So I've got my hot cocoa made, got my socks changed, and I know I was saying I was getting really hot, but the temperature's dropping very cold all of a sudden, so I think I'm gonna keep my shirt on. Just gonna hang out here until it goes dark, and then I'm gonna make some dinner, and then I'm gonna hit the bed. So let's, we're just gonna keep hanging out here, and we'll just enjoy our camp while we are, and wait for darkness. All right, we got the fire going. I think it's time to prepare a little dinner. All right, in typical Devon fashion, I have meat. However, I forgot my mix, so I have no fajita mix, which sucks. I'm being honest though. Look, I'm just having meat with peppers on tortillas. Still a good meal, but not what I was going for. That is what I like. I'm gonna set those aside. I'll use my plate for this. But we got peppers. Look at how good those look. Aren't those the best looking peppers you've seen? Best looking peppers I've seen today, that's for sure. Nope, I dropped this one on the ground too. Looks like that one's gonna have a little bit of earth seasoning as well. I'll slice this one up as well. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get this fire. I'm gonna let the fire die down a bit just so I can get some coals. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fry these peppers up. We're gonna fry up my beef and we're making fajitas, baby. Let's get that on there like that. And I know I forgot it last time, but not this time. I got oil. Move that around so it doesn't get sticky in some spots. We got some sizzle. I like the sound of that. And someone left a funny comment on the last video saying, thought I was watching the cooking channel. Just because the meals are so, they're not usual camping meals. And honestly, like, camping doesn't have to be about eating bad food. Part of the journey that I like about this is my ability to be able to make food that I would usually eat at home. The real task is just being able to learn how to cook over a fire. That's the biggest task. So if you can master charcoal, you can literally make anything you want that you would make at home while you're camping. It's kind of a good thing. You have a good pan. If you have a concept of cooking, it's like you just got to learn how to work with the heat, and you can have literally anything that you want. Look, if you really want to make it look like you're fancy camping cooking too, look at this. Set your pan on fire. Hold on, wait for it. There we go, look at that. Making flaming fajitas, baby. All right, let's get these veggies going. Got one. Give them a little bit of a move around. Let me get a zoom in of that. Perfectly sauteed. All right, I think we are just about close to done. That's that sizzle sound you hear at restaurants when them fajitas come out. You know those people that are just asking for attention, the one that orders fajitas at the restaurant? Attention seekers, that's what I call them. You can make fajitas at home. All right, look at that. Got some steak and peppers and my tortillas. You know, I actually don't know the difference between a fajita and a taco. And if you know, leave a comment below, because this just looks like a taco. Look at that. Oh, what a dinner. Definitely gonna have another one of those. Got a little bit of dirt in there. That was the one that was seasoned with the earth. Last one. They just get better and better. I can only imagine these would taste better with seasoning. Oh. Got a pepper left. Well, time to go do the dishes. The moon is out in full effect. It looks beautiful. I don't know how well it shows up on the GoPro, but you could probably just go outside and see it yourself, and that's how it looks. While I'm waiting for the water to boil, I've gone ahead and I've hung my pants up here just to get them dried out for the morning. I don't want to put wet pants on, and you know, the goal is to stay dry. I'm pretty much dry, just not my boots. They'll be dry in the morning. I'm not worried about them. It's just my pants. I want them to be dry. I don't want to put wet pants on. I've had a good dinner. I got my Nalgene with hot water in it. I'm cuddling up into my sleeping bag right now to go to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. So I forgot to close my self-inflating pad last night. Oh. So I just slept on that stiff foam board and I got really hot. This sleeping bag is so good. I actually had to take my Nalgene bottle out because I was just getting too warm. Oh, I gotta get out of bed and get breakfast going. Well, I'm gonna go collect some firewood, so get my breakfast going and some water boil. Still pretty chilly this morning. It's -2. Should be warming up. Yeah, it's cold right now, so I'm gonna get a fire going to warm up a bit. I had to cut my ferro rod down to fit it inside this little Altoids box, but I regret it now. I don't really get a lot of room to strike with. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. There we go. Alright, this is doing good. We're going to let this get a little higher, and then we're going to start throwing our bigger logs on it, and eventually our biggest logs on it. Finally got the fire going. I'm going to let the logs burn down. I got my pants drying right above it. Once the logs burn down to coals, I'm going to get some water boiled, and we're going to start breakfast. While I wait for the water to boil, I think I'm going to tidy up. Get my bag ready. That way, when I'm done eating, I'm pretty much ready to load the ATV and head back home. Now, I'll be honest. I bought this sleeping bag off Temu for 45 bucks, and it said that it was what does it say? -8 comfort, -20 extreme. It pulled through. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed. Now, when I went to go double check this sleeping bag again, I see that the price has actually gone up to 140. So I'm wondering if it was either a misprint on their end, or if so many people bought it that they just decided to raise the price. But honestly, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with this sleeping bag. I was warm all night. I had a pretty good sleep. I wore my Fitbit last night and I got 6 hours. It was all light sleep and I woke up a few times because I heard some scary noises. But other than that, I think that's probably the best sleep I've had camping ever, really. Just needs a little bit of force. And if there's one thing I know about force, it's the best type of lubricant. So my water's in a spot now where I can finally cook my breakfast. And if I'm being honest, there's no extravagant breakfast this morning. What I did was I actually pre-made some scrambled eggs with some bacon and peppers and onions, and I put it in a bag, and I'm just gonna drop it in the pot. Quick, easy breakfast. Now we wait. Ooh, 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 that is really hot. There we go. Look at that. Just like that. Scrambled eggs. It didn't require me having to cook bacon and then cooking eggs and then cooking peppers. Just, I'll probably do more of these types of meals, whether it be for dinner, breakfast, lunch, or whatever. But this looks really good and it's really warm, so I'm excited to get into that. You know what? It actually tastes fresh. You might say like, oh, it only tastes fresh because you're camping and everything tastes good. I made a freaking awesome meal last night, so this is good. This honestly tastes like it was just made fresh. Like eggs were just cracked, peppers were just cut. I'm gonna eat this up. Then I'm gonna get my pants on and we're gonna load the ATV up. Last bite. I'm gonna go run the dishes under the waterfall. Well, I've done my dishes. I'm all packed up. Just gotta load up the ATV. I was gonna take this shelter down, but I'm actually curious how it's gonna do through the elements. So I'm gonna give it a couple months, come back and check it out. But until then, steamy. ATV is packed. I'm ready to go. I got a lot of ash on my camera. Well, ATV is all packed up and ready to go. I'm gonna head home and say hi to the kid and the wife. If you're interested in these types of videos, feel free to check out my channel. I'm still growing, but I do have other videos similar to this one, going out and doing bushcraft shelters and stuff like that. So go ahead, leave a subscribe, a like, go check out the videos. I would really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And until next time, we'll see you next time. Now, what should I say? Keep your axe sharp.